Alright, look, I'm not entirely sure exactly what this is. I just felt like keeping a journal of my journey. My name's Thomas, or online, mostly you'll see my name written as William Robert. It's a story and a half. Um, Most likely, no one's going to see this video, let alone watch the entire thing, those who do find it. But never mind that. If you'd like to listen to the ramblings of a madman, then by all means, please stick around, because here I am. This is my last ditch. Well, no, not last ditch effort, but it's still an effort to get me motivated to continue my writing project. I've had this idea for a long-running series brewing for quite some time, and I've attempted to write it in the past, but I always lose traction very fast because I have so many other commitments that take up so much more time, and so I get tired. I'm like, oh, I don't want to write, I want to sleep. Yeah, not fun. A few years back, I dropped out of school after failing my academic writing course, so good sign. So I thought, why not switch it up and go the route of creative writing instead? Fantastic. Genius idea. Growing up, I used to love telling stories and entertaining people with random nonsense from my brain. But then in primary school, it turns out my brain is exceptionally good at mathematics and science, a lot better than it was at storytelling. So that was what I did. Throughout my entire schooling, I was topping my maths and science classes and winning awards. Felt great because I was really good at it, especially since it was the first thing I felt that yeah, people are proud of me and doing this. Eventually, I thought that science was my passion and my calling, so I leaned really heavily into it. And just was doing that over and over. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a physicist. I'm gonna study. I'm gonna go to space. I'm gonna do all this. That was my game plan. But then, in my 11th year of study, back in 23, I was doing my prep work for university, and I hit a wall. My motivation was gone, and I just didn't care anymore. I was still good. I was still breathing through everything. I just didn't care. Maths came easy. Physics was a snooze fest. I could pass both classes without having to do any of the coursework, without even showing up to the classes themselves. And I guess it just bored me too much, so I left and I joined the workforce instead. And making money felt so much better than doing math and science all day. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, money. I bought a car, I just did some traveling. Not much traveling. I just kind of traveled around my state. It's a very big state, but I traveled just kind of all did. Not much traveling a 17-year-old can do on their own. But then I hit a new problem, which was aimlessness. What was I doing? Nothing. I felt like an absolute failure for never having finished school, which was the only thing that other people would say they were proud of me for, the thing that I felt I was good at. So I decided last year to do a bridging course. Well, I'm still doing it technically. To get into university. Once again, I was reading through everything, and I felt great for a while. But then it happened again. And I realized what my problem was. I don't have a passion for any of this stuff. For maths, for science. I only convinced myself that I did because I was good at it, but I never had any drive to pursue it outside of a latent fascination with physics, because it's cool. Explosions and stuff, whatever. I didn't want to do that for my job or for the rest of my life. And I had a very long think about what I did want to do. And then it hit me. Throughout all these years of confusion, one constant remained in my mind: storytelling. I must have told countless stories to myself, created countless characters, so many plots, so many ideas. I don't know how I had never realized it until very recently, like last week recently. My passion is storytelling, story crafting, entertaining. I've drafted a few stories up, and a couple of people have read through them. And just watching them read it, hearing their feedback, seeing the excitement on their faces and their desire to see what happens next, it made me realize that I really love entertaining people. I love seeing them just, happy, stuff like that. I loved hearing about their thoughts, and their theories to what the future of my story held. I loved hearing their critiques, things I could do better. And I really felt like, yeah, this is what I want to do. This feels amazing because I care. I don't care if my work never truly gets off the ground. Even if it's a commercial failure, even if everyone in the entire world is like, yeah, this guy sucks. If just one person reads through what I have written and feels inspired to do that themselves, I will genuinely die happy. And I will die so happily because that would mean that they got to feel that same spark that I do when I read through a story that I really like, when I read a concept that I find really cool, and I'm like, hey, that's a really cool concept. That interests me, and I want to know more, because there is something so magical about that. The world is sorely missing and lacking art in the modern day. So, you may think you aren't good enough to create something, as though you can't produce something good, that if you make something, it's just going to be bad. I genuinely do not think that's true. Art is an expression of your soul. No matter what form, I truly believe art, by nature, inherently, cannot be bad. So as long as what you've made represents what you wanted it to be, represents your soul as you want it to be seen, then I think it's good. So please never forsake something as human as expressing yourself out of a fear of failure, because you can't fail art. It's art. Make anything and it will be great. So great. Yes. Look, I have read through stories I didn't like. Stories I felt fell short. Stories I feel didn't accomplish what they set out to do. But I can't ever consider a project that someone has made with passion bad. Flawed, absolutely. But never bad. I had a really good friend who wanted to try his hand at writing and wanted my advice. So I offered it to him. I imparted all the wisdom I could, which wasn't very much at the time, mind you, and he got to writing. Full disclosure. No shade to this guy. Love him to death. Used to. He wasn't very good at it. Character beats were all over the place. The setting was very inconsistent, and the power system had no cohesion whatsoever. God, did I have fun reading through it. Turning each page to see the next cheesy line, flipping it over with anticipation to see the next plot-armored battle take place where there are no stakes. There was soul in that writing. I was reading through that and I could tell, just by how it was, that he genuinely was having fun and that he genuinely cared. It felt like fresh air reading through it, and helping him refine his ideas was really fun for me as well, because it was the first time I got to work with someone else to come up with something. Like, he would go, oh, I'm thinking of like where the magic comes from, not too sure it is, and I went, is it science, nature, like divinity based? He wanted it more divinity based, and so we made up a pantheon of gods. It was like 3, maybe 2, of where the magic comes from, and that helped like further expand the world and make things more cohesive. It was so fun. I don't really speak to him much these days, but if anyone ever sees a story about a young man named Ceres called Rekindled, set in a fantasy medieval era, please let me know. I would love to read the final product. And so, to anyone who sees this, I would like to extend that same hand to you as well. I'm not a professional, not by a very, very long shot, but God, do I have a passion. I love creative expressions. I love seeing what people can make. I will read through anything you've written whether it's a single page or a 3,000 word novel. It'll take me a while, but I will get through it. Whether the grammar is flawless or borderline cryptic codes that I have to decipher because I'm like, I don't know what this is. I will read through it, and I will love it. Obviously, I can't guarantee that I will be over the moon about everything everyone's ever written, because that's not true. But I will do my best to give what limited advice I have gathered from my experiences and impart them onto anyone who would like them. I just want to see art flourishing again, because I feel we really need that. I personally have been told by a few online coaches that my ambition for my story is way too big for my first proper work. To their point, it is like a very long story, like multiple books, a lot of books. Not all the same characters, not all the same stories, but a lot of books. But they might be right, but they might be wrong as well. And frankly, I don't care. I'm going to try this, and I'm going to get this done if it's the last thing that I do, because I want to entertain people. If anyone at all is interested in what I have written, I'll leave what I would like to publicly share somewhere. I'm not sure where. I'll figure that out eventually. My main goal with this channel, with whatever this is going to be, is to build a community of people that genuinely want to express their creativity and to help them do that. Because it's really important to me. It genuinely is. The videos that I plan to make are mostly about documenting my own journey with writing, like, oh, I struggled with this scene, and like, oh, I figured out how to get around this problem by doing it like this, that kind of stuff. So if you want to see that, it'll be there, as well as discussing various topics and tropes within fiction, because I love that stuff. I love seeing cliches and how to flip them on their heads, and like what works, what are good tropes, bad tropes, tropes that work best, tropes that are kind of should be left behind in the past, and also maybe eventually reviewing stories that people have sent to me in video format with the author's permission, of course, with a cut of the monetization as well. Full credit, obviously, because I'm not going to take anyone's credit. That's not happening. So if any of that interests you, I would love for you to join me. I don't know if anyone's going to see this, but I still want to try. Genuinely, I really do. So thanks for sticking through my ramble, but that is all for now. I'll try my hardest to upload as regularly as I can. I do have work quite a lot, so we'll see how that goes. And hopefully I'll be hearing from you soon enough. Alright, see ya.